Hello and welcome back to the Daily Weekly Podcast. And if you're watching on YouTube, then welcome to our new video format. We hope you like it. It's a work in progress, as you will see later on in today's episode. So, we're just going along, we're working things out, we're trying different formats, different locations, different equipment. In this week's episode, Rachel and I talked about some celebrities and their somewhat unusual or interesting hobbies, from collecting skulls and knives and model railways. So do let us know what you think, if you like the new format, anything we can improve, because we know there's things we can improve. Subscribe for more, and enjoy the episode.
This is our first in-person podcast
First in-person podcast recording.
As you can tell.
Now, I'll give a brief introduction. If you're new to the podcast, then welcome. This is the Daily Weekly Podcast, where we talk about a range of things from movies and TV shows and some celebrities and actors, things like that, some of the latest news. And this is our new video podcast format. Our video podcast format, which we do in one take. Clearly, just like we did with the audio recordings, we never, we didn't really cut things out, we didn't redo it, which is a thing that we're going to stick with, even for the video format.
I know, you're going to see our resting faces.
You are, and as you can tell, I'm just kind of rambling here, but the format might change each week as we try different things, trying to figure out the best camera angle or the best audio quality. So,
and for those listening on Spotify, or welcome back.
Yeah, welcome
back.
Welcome.
You're not going to understand anything we just said.
No. So if you are a regular listener on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, etc., then our YouTube version, you finally have something to watch. As I'm waving at you right now.
We're not just going to be uploading pictures.
No. You'll actually see our faces. So
I know.
That'd be good. So yeah. Welcome back to the Daily
They might
Weekly
not want
Podcast.
that.
No, you might not. So today, Rachel, I gave you the whole control over this one. I was like, right.
You keep giving me control. You haven't learnt your lesson.
I had an idea. Do you want to do the work? What can you come up with? So take it away. What have you got?
So the title Bradley posed me was Weird Celebrity Hobbies.
Yes.
So this is a range of celebrities. They're not all actors or actresses. A lot of them are though. And we are actually splitting this podcast episode into two. No, we're not. We're actually splitting this into two podcast episodes because we've got quite a few hobbies to get through.
We do. I was surprised by the amount.
Well, I don't know why, because you always set me something. You're like, you've done way more research than I asked for, and I'm like, well, I'm an overachiever, so.
Hey, it's better to have more than not enough at all.
Exactly. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So number one on my list is Johnny Depp. Now, Bradley, when I say Johnny Depp to you, what do you think of? Or
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
You as your alter ego.
Pretty much. Big fan of Johnny Depp.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Johnny Depp.
Love that. Although this hobby really took me by surprise.
Yeah. So it's not something I think you would link up to the man who's been in Sweeney Todd, or why have all of his other films fallen out of my head? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah. The Lone Ranger. Edward Scissorhands. All sorts.
Scissorhands, yes. It's not so. What is this hobby, Bradley?
Johnny Depp and Barbie dolls. Yes.
Wow.
'Cause Johnny Depp loves his Barbie dolls, apparently.
Apparently so. I mean, it does sort of make sense because he has a daughter. So this is where this sort of stemmed from. He had a daughter. He's not just a creep. He had a daughter, and she used to like Barbies, and that's how he kind of got into it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. My dad never got into my Barbie habits. So, very devoted, clearly. Apparently, he's called it one of the things I'm good at. And he has a vast and eclectic collection.
Oh.
Crazy. So, he does have the doll versions of his own characters, which I think is fairly standard. Yeah. If they ever brought out a bobblehead of me and Bradley, I would have to buy the pair.
Have to.
Love
that.
But he also has characters from High School Musical. He has Beyonce, Paris, not the actual people, the dolls, and lots of special edition Barbies. I wonder if he has any Cindy dolls. That's just what's gone into my head.
Oh, does Johnny Depp have any Cindy dolls?
Yeah, that's the question. Do you want to say the next bit? Do you want to say the next bit? Why are you laughing? Don't judge a man by his Barbie dolls.
I'm not judging at the whole bit. I just forgot where we were in the reading of this wonderful thing. So, yeah. This is so different.
I know, this is so weird, isn't it?
It really is strange. So, according to Depp, he often plays with his Barbies in order to get into character for his films, as well as to bond with his kids. I think that's a good, some parents have no interest in what their kids' toys are, or, so it's good.
Don't try and link me into this.
I'm just saying it's good. He's taking an interest in his kids' things, and they can all bond together.
So if you had daughters in the future, do you think you would develop a bit of a Barbie doll?
Maybe not Barbie, but for daughters. But if I had a son who likes Lego, that's perfect.
Okay, but we're talking about daughters.
Well, sure, I'd play with my daughter.
Not?
Yeah,
with her dolls. And...
Sure, if that makes her happy, why not?
Nice. So he does also like to collect props from movies he's been in. Again, something I so would. If I was ever on a movie set, I would steal something. Of course I would. And the props from movies and the Barbie dolls are things which he would like to give to any potential grandchildren one day, which I think is quite sweet. I don't know if your grandparents ever gave you any toys from when they were children, but mine did. And they're literally like the battered teddy bears with no eyes anymore. And
no, I don't think so, actually. No. I mean, maybe a teddy when I was a kid, but I don't really remember.
My grandparents grew up in the 40s, so they were like, this is what our rations bought us. Yeah. So, and it's also one way that he used to develop different voices for different characters. He would use the Barbies to help him. The more you read into this, the less of a weirdo he sounds, actually. Like, it does sound quite...
Yeah, although I was just thinking, most of the roles I've seen him in, most of his characters tend to have a slight British accent.
They do, yeah.
So he's a big
they're
fan.
all British Barbies.
They are.
Barbie at Butlins.
So, it's like, if that helps him get into the character, then, why not? Go for it.
My favourite fact, actually, is that, like I said, he possesses some, like, celebrity Barbie dolls, and he had a Lindsay Lohan one, and when she went to prison, he put, no, not when she came out of prison, he put a house arrest tag on the doll's ankle, because she was on house arrest.
I didn't know they made them for Barbie dolls.
Well, they got Lindsay Lohan, he must have just, like, made it himself.
That's commitment.
That is brilliant. I love that fact.
Yeah, I didn't... Yeah, Johnny Depp, Lindsay Lohan.
Interesting.
Interesting pairing. I wouldn't have thought of them two.
No.
Who have we got next up on our list?
So, next up we have Azaelia Banks. I only know her for one song, and that was about 10 years ago. Do you know who Azaelia Banks is?
The name sounds familiar. I think it's a nice name. It has a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Azaelia Banks. It's like, it reminds me of the Banks family in Fresh Prince with Bel-Air. No, Azaelia Banks is a singer. She's quite eccentric. She's very outspoken. She did that song 212 in, was it 2012 or 2011? Something like that.
Sounds
quite a while
like
ago.
yeah.
I love that song because it was so rude. And I was like, I'm putting that on full blast. Anything to shock my family. But did you know she's into witchcraft?
Ooh, I did not know that.
So modern day witchcraft is quite a big thing. It's quite a big community. And in 2016, she posted a series of Instagram videos on her stories telling fans that she practices witchcraft, but she referred to it in the Spanish name, which I did look up the pronunciation for, and now I can't find.
Oh.
Brujeria. Yes, so she refers to it as brujeria. So I don't know if that's any different to like English witchcraft. But yeah, and apparently she has a room, or so she alluded to, where she does her animal sacrifices.
Animal sacrifices? That's controversial.
That's what I mean. She's a very controversial person. Obviously, people from like PETA.
Can you do that legally? Can you sacrifice an animal?
I don't actually know if it's a legal thing or not. But the videos showed her cleaning up the room, which was full of dried blood. Lovely. Animal feathers and possibly 2 dead chickens. Are you okay to talk about this?
I'm okay to talk about this.
And yeah, that's what she said. She told fans that she'd been practicing. This is where she told fans that she'd been practicing witchcraft for about 3 years, and real witches do real things.
Yeah.
That's my next tattoo.
Real witches do real things.
Yeah, obviously the people at PETA, which is the something about animals protection, something. The vice president of them had to make a comment, and she said people are rightly horrified to learn that Azaelia Banks reportedly has been slaughtering chickens in her closet for 3 years. She's a closet killer.
Oh.
She's literally a closet killer.
A closet chicken killer.
And that she's apparently so out of touch with public sentiment that she brags about it on social media. So I have heard lots of different things about Azaelia Banks, like, I'm not 100% if it's true, but like mental health wise. So I don't know if this is like part of that, you know, like she's having a bit of a breakdown.
I guess each their own, I suppose. That's, you know.
Yeah, and then they went on to say, the vice president went on to say, we also hope that Banks's closet cleanup is a sign that she's planning to clean up her act, becoming a good witch, because they exist, and stop the cruel and gruesome sacrifice of frightened animals. So I think the main issue with it is that she was killing animals, not the witchcraft thing, because I know a couple of people that are like into that sort of thing.
That's pretty cool.
I think witchcraft is quite cool, but like it's not something I practice.
No.
Obviously. But no, it's sort of like, for me, it's like along a similar vein to like tarot cards and stuff, and I'm quite into tarot cards. So yeah. So hopefully she's a good witch. This was all happened in 2016, so I don't know if there's any update. That was quite a while ago, but we'll see.
Yeah, that is interesting, and I haven't
actually heard much from her in recent years.
No,
so.
I was thinking like, has she done anything in recent years? I don't really know. Yeah, I don't really know what to make of it. So
what do you think about, like, because we did record a Friday 13th episode earlier. What are you thinking about witchcraft?
Well, hey, you know, each to their own.
I knew you were going to say that.
If you practice in that, you know, good for you. Just
not your thing?
No, it's not something I would take up as a hobby, I don't think.
Not anytime soon.
No, maybe not. So I just, while we're going on to the next one, I think the idea of just doing this podcast in one take, it adds to the realness, you know?
I know.
We're real people doing this live, for us anyway.
Yeah.
God. One day we'll do a live podcast. Oh, you'll be here for that, Rachel, don't you worry. So,
wow, that's brave of you.
Next on that list, Mike Tyson and pigeons. Interesting.
Tell me more.
Besides pummeling people in a boxing ring, Mike Tyson is a skilled and practiced pigeon racer.
Why are you laughing?
Because I think that's really cool.
You into pigeon racing?
My family used to do pigeon racing.
No way.
Yeah, I don't know too much about it, but they used to, yeah.
Should we get your mum in?
What do you know about pigeon racing, Mum? Yeah, so the former heavyweight champion attends a pigeon pageant. I love that. Pigeon pageant.
Love it.
In Ontario, California, every year, which shows off the bred birds at their best. Try saying that 10 times fast.
Bred bird, yeah.
Tyson, inspired by the birds, has dedicated ample time to training them to be the best racers they can be. He even has expressed the desire for the hobby to expand to younger generations. At the opening address of the convention, he was quoted saying, "Take this opportunity at a young age to enhance your responsibilities."
What's going on in your brain?
It's nothing. It's fine.
Is There's nothing in there.
I just didn't expect to be reading this today. I'm really thrown off.
No, well, I actually found like a really cute thing, like why he has such a connection with birds and stuff, and it's because that when he was a child in Brooklyn, in Brooklyn, he was bullied for his appearance, lisp, and or lack of money. He obviously came from quite humble roots, and a young Mike would retreat to the rooftops and spend time with the birds, which again, I think that's really sweet.
Yeah, that's a sweet thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Not really sure what that means, but Tyson sure is passionate about his birds.
Oh, he absolutely is.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and I get that, but like, I don't know. I've never been a bird gal.
That's quite like a compared to the other ones. I think that one's the most normal.
Relatively normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People do pigeon racing because they're good at it.
Yeah. As long as it doesn't turn into like pigeon shooting.
No. Why would they do that? Birds like to fly. People like to win.
All right, Brad.
Yeah.
No, I think that's really sweet. Like the origin story of it. I think animals are brilliant. I will never not have an animal in my life. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
I get it.
I get it. Me and Mike Tyson, we're on it.
Yes. Well, do you get this one? Mila Kunis and World of Warcraft. Mila Kunis has always been a die-hard gamer, but over the past couple of years, she has developed an obsession with World of Warcraft. The already hot celebrity got given...
I've approved read this, by the way.
That's another thing. We have not read the... I have not seen the notes.
I haven't read them in about 2 weeks, so...
That caught me off guard there. So, the already hot celebrity got even hotter when she revealed that she often spends hours at a time playing the computer fantasy game. I'm sure that fulfills the fantasies of many gamers out there playing this game.
I've never actually played World of Warcraft.
No, I haven't. It's interested me, but I've never gone any further than that.
Would you play it now that you know Mila Kunis is a fan?
Yeah, because I could maybe I could meet her online.
Maybe, and she definitely knows you, Bradley Simmons from Daily Weekly.
She knows it's me. So yeah, Kunis has described her efforts to get any and all of her friends online to play, but she can rest easy knowing that there are thousands of fans who would jump at the opportunity to virtually fight alongside her.
Yeah, so I realised that I've written in that very suspicious note at the end. So it's just to remind me that the why she started playing World of Warcraft, it was when she was with Macaulay Culkin, obviously known for the Home Alone films. I didn't know if you knew that they were together for quite a while. Yeah, no, they were together. They're like the most unlikely couple, I feel like, but they were together for ages, and then yeah. So he hooked her onto it. At least it wasn't heroin.
I was wondering where the link was. I was like, okay.
I've literally written when she was dating Macaulay Culkin.
Doesn't give too much context though. When she was dating Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
Is when she
got into it. So yeah, I think that's quite common though. I feel like girls tend to get into it when if they have brothers.
Yeah,
or
I think a lot of people don't
boyfriends.
expect it's still that kind of thing. Oh, girls, being gamers and sort of things. But
I really wanted to be a gamer, but I just have no hand-eye coordination whatsoever, and that's why I can't drive. That's genuinely the reason.
I just don't have any eye coordination. I mean,
you weren't blessed, were you?
I really wasn't. But that's a topic for another episode where we talk about me
and your weird habits,
my
weird hobbies.
Yeah.
Have you got any weird hobbies actually?
I don't have any weird hobbies. I don't think. What counts as a hobby?
There's something that I would say this is our hobby, but it's not weird. I've just seen what's up next.
No, so I have the Daily Weekly as a hobby. I have Lego as a hobby. Those are probably the hobbies I have. That's about it.
Yeah. You don't really read, do you?
No, I read a book for the first time in years since I was at school last night. So. And
you're nearly 21.
I'm nearly 21. I don't really read books. But it's 2021. Who reads books?
Me.
This, we could have written this as a blog post, but we didn't. Instead, we've said it because people would rather listen.
Would they?
Than read. I think so. I'd rather listen than read.
Well, yeah. I mean, I love podcasts and I love reading.
I'm having a hard time reading the script, so...
It's not even a script.
If someone was reading it out loud to me, then I'd just read it to them.
What?
So if like...
What are you talking about?
Just like get the text-to-speech to read this, and then I will
My
read
brother does that because he's dyslexic. Come on, Bradley, you can read.
I'm a reluctant reader.
I really didn't think you'd be a reluctant reader. I thought you were a...
No, it's just a bit of a struggle, really. Yeah.
Did you read a lot in school?
When I had to, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But anyway, from enough about me and my hobbies or lack of reading or etc. On to the next unusual hobby that a certain celebrity has, and this is Angelina Jolie and knives.
Knives. So she's always had this odd obsession with knives.
Right. Are we talking like cooking utensils or deadly weapons?
I'm thinking deadly weapons once you hear. So, the actress, Angelina Jolie, known for Maleficent and adopting about 30 children, has a collection of ancient daggers, and she's always looking to add more. So, even as a teenager, I feel like I should say teenager instead of young girl, she admitted to using knives during sex to build a deeper connection with her partners, including, I found an article that describes when she lost her virginity, she just introduced a knife. Just spice it up a bit.
Yeah, but the use of teenager is much better than young.
Yeah, I think so. This feels really uncomfortable. And the actual quote she said was, "I was no longer a little girl. In a moment of wanting to feel closer to my boyfriend, I grabbed a knife and cut him."
Interesting, you know?
He cut me back. We had an exchange of something and we were covered in blood. My heart was racing.
I can see how people might be into that. Each to their own. I'm getting that on a t-shirt.
Each to their own.
If I could trademark that, I would.
No, but I think it's not odd because, you know, each to their own. Mm-hmm. But, you know, she's very young and she openly admits that she's very sexually curious as a teenager at school and stuff. But I think that's quite young. Quite, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well...
Each to their own.
Each to their own. I don't really know what else to say about that.
No, neither do I. And the hobby, if you can call it a hobby, transformed into her collection, which she keeps locked away from the rest of her family, which I think is the only reassuring fact I have from this, because she does have numerous children. But she's adopted quite a few children, so I wonder if social services were like, you have about 50 knives in your cupboard.
Yeah.
Should we be aware of, you know, anything happening? Yeah.
Yeah.
Very odd. You can introduce this one.
See, I've heard about this one.
I haven't, but I
Rod
get
Stewart
it.
and model trains. Rod Stewart's borderline obsession with model train collection is next level addiction at this point. The rocker has discussed his hobby in detail before, even admitting that he often takes his model trains on tour with him, which sounds like a pricey thing to do. Just last year, the singer even confessed that he often books a second hotel room while on tour solely for his model trains. He said, "All my cases come in and they set up tables and lamps and it becomes my workshop. I do it on the road. I would say about 90% I built myself, and the only thing that I wasn't very good at, and still am not, is the electricals. So I had someone else do that." Yeah, and he gets quite offended, I believe, when people kind of like ask about it because they mock him because you know, you're such a successful guy and like you're an older guy, what are you doing with model trains? But I've seen his layouts at his home and they're really impressive. Yeah,
I mean, I know we said he's an older guy, but I feel like guys from that generation, so he is like in his mid-70s, like my granddad loved model trains and everything like that. He was a few years older than him, but like, you know, it's that generation, isn't it? Like they just like that sort of thing. So I do get it, and he has got not young children, but I feel like they're children still. So I feel like he would get them involved. So it's not weird per se.
I mean, it's like the same thing with me and my Lego, I suppose. Like, I'm not ashamed about it, but people think, what are you doing playing with a kid's toy, you know?
Yeah, but I feel like, I think Lego's gotten, like, bigger because they have, like, Lego competitions, don't they?
They do,
put on telly and stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I admire people that have the patience to do Lego because I just can't do it.
For hours.
Could you?
It's just the most satisfying thing. Just putting it together, following the instructions, or even just making something up myself. It's
That's the thing. I
love
struggle
it.
to follow instructions.
And if I had the space, I would definitely have my own layout.
Would
model.
you?
Yeah.
What's one Lego set you really want and haven't got yet?
Probably one of the more expensive ones. It was like a detective's office on like a little street corner thing. It was really cool. They don't sell it anymore, and on eBay it's gone up by hundreds. Like,
I bet.
Some people don't believe how pricey Lego things can get.
Yeah.
Like, I have a Lego model Christmas train, which they sold a few years ago, and I paid like around £70 for it, which was, I think, just under the retail price of like 80 or whatever. But now it's already doubled and tripled.
Crazy.
Especially
it's an investment.
It is. Like, I have it. I'm never going to open it.
You're never going to make it?
Never. Unless I can afford to buy another one at some point. Because I know that is worth money. That's money in a box.
That's
Guaranteed.
Money in a box.
So that's what that's for.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Because you do have all these Lego boxes and they're not built.
No, most of them, I mean, a couple aren't, but most of those are like ones I want to hold on to. Or at least get a duplicate so I can have one and I can sell the other one on. Yeah.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
So that's Bradley's weirder.
Nothing weird about Lego.
Nothing weird about Lego. It's perfectly reasonable. But no, there is something about guys. Like, my dad loves Lego. My granddad loved Lego. Like, it's just a construction thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wishing that you were an architect or whatever.
Yeah.
This is the hand you've been dealt with instead.
If only it was that easy to make buildings.
I know, exactly.
Just a few blocks. Hey, perfect.
I know, just stick them, just...
What about you? Have you mentioned any hobbies of yours?
I don't really have any. No, I obviously have this, but no, I do diamond painting and I do adult colouring in.
Yeah, I've been interested by just the colouring in this.
I just love colouring in. I think that's just because I'm still a child at heart, though. Obviously, shopping.
Yeah.
Spending money that I don't have. Yeah, no, I don't really have much else. Hobby-wise. I think, this is so sad. I really like making revision resources for my children at work.
That shows the extra mile that you go to.
I know, some of them have got their 11 plus exam next month and I love making their revision stuff.
Oh, that's really cool.
I know, I'm such a nerd. If you make that poster, I'll make this one. So yeah, that brings us to the end of the first part of this episode.
Yeah. Hope you've enjoyed, hope you found it interesting. If you have any feedback or constructive criticism, please do let us know, because we know it's a work in progress. We know there's some things that could be changed or worked out, but hey, we're just going with the flow, and after all, we're just real people, so be nice. But constructive, I'll take that. Got anything?
Why are you telling people to be nice? Everyone's nice to us.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah. It is what it is.
It is what
so
it
yes,
is.
we hope you enjoyed this episode of the Daily Weekly Podcast. Stay tuned for part two coming soon. And yeah, hope you enjoy the rest of them.
And we hope you like our new channel. This is going to be the first video on the channel, isn't it?
It might be one of the first on the new channel. Specifically for the Daily Weekly Podcast.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
So, thank you. Goodbye.
Bye. Oh, like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Because we are new. Those numbers will mean the world, you know.
Yes, we're starting from scratch yet again.
All over again, but it's all part of the journey.
Bye.
Bye.